I was gonna start and do the same mistake I do all the time, not putting my microphone on. Hello everyone, and thank you so much today for coming to my live stream. I'm lucky today because I just started The Sims before I launched the stream, and I just saw that there's an update. I have no idea why. I don't think it was announced or anything, so I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. So I'm gonna launch the game and test out. Hi Very Green Nation. Thank you so much for all the items you sent me for Animal Crossing. It made my island so much better, especially the bonsai, because I had this recipe for a long time, the bonsai bench, and I couldn't craft the bonsai, especially the cherry blossom, because I think it's for spring. So thank you very much. And hi Laura and Klaus, thank you so much for being here. So Klaus is my moderator on Discord, and she's going to moderate here. I don't think there's a lot of work to do in the moderation, but we never know. We're just we need to be prepared. I also changed some settings, so now it's not allowed to put some links. I don't know if you are allowed, Klaus, to put some link. That could be good, because in case someone actually do want to send some link, it could maybe like send it to you before. So like you would send it to you, like whispering to you the link, and then you can repost it. I don't know. Maybe I just need to blacklist some certain websites. And hi, Maxine Smash, Syboulette, thank you so much for being here too. I also changed. I think I can delete message from my stream software now, so it would probably be easier as well. Hi, love you, Lily. Love you, Lee. Okay. Okay, so I have launched the game, but he disabled my modes. Let me put you this, so I need to restart. Yes. So lots of things to show you today. There's the new sets that I have posted on TSR with the new trim. So it was Rarashin who helped me did that one the first time in December. It contains a little bit of tuning. It's very small and easy, but she was the only one who was able to, make it like usual. So she gave me this piece, so I can now make my own. And I debunked the fact that it was trim package, which are really hard to make because Sims 4 Studio can't handle them, so you need to manually edit all the instances, and that's a lot of instances to do. So I made her trim, she made me the tuning, so we are now both independent in making this. Hi Random Arsonist, hope Poland is not too cold at the moment. And hi Elizabeth Thomas, so glad to be able to catch a live stream again. Welcome in. And the Sims let you save a config file. You can do this so that you can save modes, stay enabled, and lots of odd things. The way when updates, you don't have to go in game, turn things on, restart. Oh, I didn't know that. Although might be more safe to like have them off, so you can actually test things. You heard? Okay. It did sound like the music were louder than usual. Is it better now? Can you hear me just better? Seems so much more fancy than this. Yes. Okay, good. I think it's because I have a new headset, so it might have changed my audio settings. Hi Icy, and greeting for Berlin in Germany. Hi Ivan. Have you seen my new headset? So cute. It's like I'm from Pee-wee family now, but they are very like noise cancelling, like really works. So I can't really stream with it, or I can't hear myself. So when I start The Sims with the mods for the first time, it kind of take a lot of time, I guess. I don't have that much mods, only mine, but I guess it's already too much probably. And also Pee-wee's here. Hi Dania Souza. Pee-wee's here. She's asleep. She's right here. Do you actually play The Sims 2? Well, I have some, I don't know, like sometimes I do, but not really. So sometimes I have like suddenly I want to, and I play like for like 3 weeks straight. Okay, so that's good news, Sklos. It means that you are able to put some links. So people, if you have any link to share, you will first need to send them to Sklos. Do you have show modes list enabled, turning that off drastically improve load time? Yeah, I do. But I do need also to clear my tray folder. I noticed that when the tray folder is like very full, it definitely makes the load time longer. So, and because lately I have worked with builds, I think I need to clean this. Hi Clearly Katie, thank you for coming and for the follow. Okay, so Pee-wee is sleeping, so she's not really active, like usual. I'm going to show you everything. No, I'm going to stay on that one. So first I'm going to show you the trim bar. You probably seen them on Tessa. And then I'm going to show you the set I'm working on. So someone suggested that I should work more on cottage, because when I did the à la ferme sets, hello, I'm new, nice to meet you. Hi, Célape, say thank you and welcome in. So when I made à la ferme set, so that was the one when cottage living get out, I mostly made exterior stuff. So it was like building stuff, fences and everything for the animals, like the sheds, the coop and everything. But I didn't do anything for the inside. And at that time, I think I relieved like 8 sets, more than 100 items for this. So I was kind of tired of the cottage style, but I do like, you know, like countryside stuff. So I decided to go back to it and do some interior sets. But before showing you this, I'm going to show you the trim to make the weight and the suspense go stronger. So first we are going to need a decor box, so we can change the fences. And I also need to change those fences because I think those one can't receive any actual decoration. So I think I'm going to put those in there and change this to like my double door that I made for this one. Did I make one? Maybe not. Let's try that one. All right. So we have this house. You added the bird house. So cute. Yes. It's from, I released that on TSA as well. Actually did one this one should be on the wall. Let's change something brighter because it's it's supposed to be spring. So let's put something like this and put something. Yes. All right. So the floor as well. Yeah. So let's click on select holiday decorations, go on fences, and here if you click on garlands, you will have a lot of new spring decoration trim for the house. So you have to let him decorate. Cope plants. No, I don't have any cope plants because I think they're kind of big and huge, and I don't need that. I think it's scaring me. You see, it changes the fences, but you can also change like the eaves, or if I put some spandrel, I can also, so for example, the eaves, I can put like some lilac. No, wisteria, I think it is. So I think it doesn't work really well because it's not, yeah, it should be poking out like this. So now we have this. Let's put some spandrel. Let's use the one I made in white. This, for example, with the column. Why? I want to. So now we have a spandrel, so it will also be on. Oh, thank you, Perry, for Laura. And hi, Lady Spotlight is welcoming as well. You're so nice, Perry. Thank you. So yeah, so as well spandrels. So spandrels, we are gonna use the rose one. Yay! And if, for example, I want some foundation, we need some stairs. I can also, hi love, no, that's you again, just following. Thank you for the follow. So for this one, we can choose, so that would be foundation. We can choose the spring flower, for example. So as someone said on my Patreon, so it's good for spring, but it's also very nice for like a wedding loaf, for example, because it suddenly makes everything very flowery. And I also added one for Valentine's Day. I'm not a huge fan of Valentine's Day, so every year people ask me to do Valentine's stuff, and I don't really like Valentine's Day. So I'm trying to do like some simple, nice thing. Hi Sim, it's been so long since I've got stream nearly from the beginning. I'm so excited. Yay, thank you for making it. So yeah, this is my Valentine's Day stuff. I'm not sure we make more. I still have two weeks to do so, but that's the best I can do. I decorate Valentine's Day with Halloween decoration. Yeah, that's the spirit. So that was my new set. Obviously, there's the new one as well that we made during the stream. So during the stream, we made this birdhouse, and I added this one as well. And I made some fences. So the fences in two parts. You have either those, very simple. And you have the gate that goes with it. The gates, actually, because there's like the single door. Where are they? There. So you have the single door, or you have the double door, which is, where is it? Which is this. So this is the double door, and I also made just the arches, so just an opening if you just don't want any gate. And the second variation of this is just concrete, so you can actually mix some parts being with the wood and some part with not. So it's still the same, but for example, you don't want the neighbor to have a glimpse. So there you go. So that's what was released for Valentine's. No, sorry, for on TSR this week, and I had to hurry because is it today or yesterday began the steampunk theme. So you already saw that I made some item for the steampunk stuff that will be actually published on the 30th, which is Sunday. And I was called, is it called? I think it's called by TSR manager, because I made a live stream where I showed item from the collaboration I wasn't supposed to, so I won't be able to do that again. So I had to remove them from YouTube for like a few days. Now it's official, so now it's okay, but I needed to. Anyway, so this is my new set. So it's a cottage bathroom. I'm continuing in my journey to Maxis Match. So I'm still, I won't completely do Maxis Match stuff because I don't like how the proportion of stuff are like very, very bulky and you know, big. So I want to keep my item with like thin stuff and realistic proportion, but I do like the texture being more simple and more cartoonist, and I like the fact that people will be able to mix my item with any build. I see that you're streaming on the 1st of February. Am I? Ooh, yes, I am. It's next Tuesday, so yes, I will be. And if I'm in the mood, next week I might even maybe stream 2 days next week. My boyfriend's not there, so I will have like oh, it will be your birthday. Oh, I need to make something. I need to think of something. You're too cute. Okay, I will. I have to write it down because I have a very small head, but okay, I will think of something. Oh, you can ask me something, like if you want me to make you an item or anything, something you always dreamed of. And was it you who asked about, how do you say in English, the screen doors? Maybe I can make you screen doors if that was you. Maybe that was Mama like. You're going to play Birthday Mario Party with me. Anyway, so I tried some more Maxis Match texture on this, and with the very wise advice from Maxis Match CC World, I also stick to EA swatches. So you will actually have swatches that are supposedly, if I'm not wrong, with what I have downloaded, Screening porches. There I go to the kitchen to get something to drink, and you saw something new already. Sorry, Maxi Smash. The things are going very fast in here. So I followed Maxi Smash swatches, color swatches. So we have light brown, white, red, what I called cherry wood, orange wood, dark wood, even darker wood. Okay, that will be brown wood and dark wood, and that's just that's my colors, I think. And with the basin, I have white, beige, green. I really like the green one, black. And I made the bath assorted to it, and also the curtain that you can hang from the wall. So there will be like 3 different heights, so you can always, in case you were like playing in different height, you can change that and change the color of the roads. And this shelf with some dry flower buckets hanged tweaked. Flipper tabs are really beautiful. You did fantastically with the design. Thank you. They will fit right in. Yeah, I tried to see how they made the bathroom stuff from cottage living mainly, and so obviously they are like very bulky, sorry, and octagonal, but I think it works kind of. What else do they have? Yeah, I also like kind of follow these. What was the other one? So maybe that was that one. I think that was that one. Kind of. Anyway, this look really good. Thank you so much. And the small dispenser soap, like here, and a basket where you can put some paper towel. So I made it separate, so in case you want to like put anything that you want, but the paper toilet will fit right in if you want. And you also have like different color of paper toilet, but there we go. And hi Christy Kitty, and welcome for the follow. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for the follow. Yes, they are very lovely. Thank you. So, what are next? So not you. Here are my inspirations. Basically just those. It's very simple. So what do I have next? I'm not sure I should include some toilets because I think I made a lot already. And I don't like making toilets because I don't feel that we have a lot of choices anyway. Like if you go in people places, it's always the same. So any toilet works with everything, because usually even if you do have some old, you will always have some modern stuff. So I think like this one works with kind of everything. So I see, maybe I will just recolor or make like I was thinking in this image, I like how this is made, so I might use the one I made for this one and just change the bottom, like this part. Like I like the little basket on top of it as well. So thank you. That can I've always wanted toilet paper rolls as decoration, that you really add some. You can say I have quite real life goals for wanting toilet rolls in The Sims, where we all want clutter, and that could be, you know, paper rolls or any clutter. So I really like the shelves in the bottom as well. So I think I learned how to deactivate the glass for being selected. So if I do that, I should be able to put some slots in it, and you could still be able to place stuff in it without locking it in it like forever. So I want to do something like this. I also wanted to make that mirror. So it will probably come in like several versions. So that would be one on the wall, one vertical, and one like vertical leaning. Our cupboard, that's the word I was searching for. That's cupboard, not dresser. Cupboard. I feel like we got one toilet with every pack, so there should be a toilet for every style. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, they all look the same. Like, well, okay, maybe except that one, who wants to, you know, and yeah, some are really weird. Okay, those are very special as well. But at the end of the day, they're kind of all the same. Not really pretty as well. This one is fine. See? They don't really put any thought in it. I would put that cupboard in bathroom and other rooms too. Yeah, that could be used in anywhere, kitchens. Anyway, eventually. So I want to do what did I put as well? Yeah, some towel on the bath is always welcome, and the stool. I really like this stool. I like how the cat is like curious about it. I want to make this shelf, like the bridge, bath bridge. Is that what we could call it? Bath bridge? I think in French we say bath bridge. Like not bath bridge, but like pont de bain. Still putting a request to the bidet in all households. That's weird because hi Queen Cat and welcome and thank you for the follow. Actually in Europe we have the opposite happening, meaning that we used to have bidet in every houses and now we don't. You're not sure what a bidet is? Well, I made one for my Inset, so I'm going to show you what a bidet is. So in Europe, in all houses, you have toilet, and next to it, you have a bidet. And bidet is where you're supposed to wash your butt in the old time. I wonder why. Well, I guess less and less people actually like clean their butts. Now they just use paper, thinking that that's enough. And wait. I also think that now houses and everything is like smaller. Bathroom are smaller, so I guess they don't have space anymore. They prefer to have like double sink in case of, you know, bidet. Bidet should be a thing in the scene. I think the best way is the Japanese style toilet. Hi Foxay, and thank you for the follow, and hi Mr. Oken, thank you so much for being here. Grab my tea, I'm ready to watch your stream. You completely prepare. Will be out. I'm gonna put some wood on my fire or it won't last long. They have the combined toilet bidet, the expensive though. Oh yeah, I think it's the tower one. Okay, I'll be back. Just because it's freezing. So yeah, I like the Japanese style toilet because they do have kind of a bidet thing and start to it. So when I was living in Japan, I had, well, those toilets, and I also have the electric toilet, meaning that the seat is like heated. So when you're in winter and you go in the toilet in the middle of the night, it's warm. And that's so nice. And at the beginning it's a bit weird because in our house, like a European house, when you go to the toilet and it's warm, you have the idea that it's because someone just came before you, so it feels a bit little weird. But then when you understand that just the seat is like heated, it's the best. So I wanted to bring one back when I moved back to France, but you actually need to have a plug to plug this, and in France we don't have plug in the toilet, so I wouldn't, or I should have made some construction to actually make like something I could put the power on. So I didn't. I think next time I'm going to do it. Probably can import it as well. Anyway, toilet discussion, the best. So, Mr. Orkan, I was showing, sorry, this is the new set I'm working on. It's a cottage-based bathroom. So we do have, so bath tray, you say. So bath tray. I also wondering, do you like when things are already cluttered, or do you like them to be free and then to put your own clutter on it? Because for example, for the tray, I was wondering if I was going to add already everything that's on it. So when you like building, you kind of earning time because you just put some stuff. I know EA does that a lot, but then people like kind of declutter everything. But I think I do like the fact that when you're building and you don't want to take like too much time, you can actually put some stuff. I don't have any example to show you. Like for example, you know, notebooks are already together, or I don't know, like maybe shelves. Like this, for example, when it has already some stuff in it. What do you think? What's your opinion on this? I like passing my own clutter. Think leave them empty and make clutter separately for people to add. Okay, that's good to know then. Then I'm probably going to make them separately. Then, kind of like the paper toilet. I've got mixed replies. Some said they like it already cluttered because the Sims don't put their dishes everywhere. Some said they love to put their own clutters. Okay. That's good to know. Because it's easier for me, obviously, to make them separately, because then I have the whole texture for the item, so that's better. Like I can see here, they put like all the plants is already cluttered, so in one end you can't really customize what's in it, but in the other end, then when you like building, takes a lot of less time, I guess. That's not really pretty, it is. It's very, very pixelized. I think the question is, do you feel like you have enough swatches? Oh yeah, that too. Because for myself, I always have the same way. When they have separate, we have more color combinations. Other than that, I prefer to spend less time on clutter. That's very, very true. Very true. Hi, Kunya. Thank you for being here and thank you for the follow. That's very true. So maybe what I could do is like putting the tray and then putting like the books and the flowers already together. No, maybe not. I don't know. I'll see. Tough question. The dishes are a problem, but maybe that's why it's better as a separate item, so people can clutter their own way and the slot will still be occupied once you put things there. So Sims shouldn't be able to place dishes there. Win for both. I'm not sure, Seila, because people complain that items don't have enough slots, so now I really overslot my item. For example, the wall shelf here has. We had an update, so Sims 4 Studio needs to update as well. So let me show you the slots that I have added to the shelves. Hi Felipe, sorry, the YouTube chat is not really handy, so I have trouble following it. Would it be possible to make one of the sweatshirts as pre-clutter item and the other sweatshirts non-clutter? No, it's not really. It could be if I made things transparent, but then you wouldn't be able to actually put some clutter in it, so no. I'm okay with your CC either way. I love them all. Thank you so much. Hey, I just wanted to say that you're my fave CC creator. Thank you so much, Queenia. You can come here and say that any day. It's always so nice to hear. So thank you very much. Yeah, take your time. Okay, so see? That's a lot. That's a lot. Hi, Celia. Oh, no. Thank you for the follow, Celia. So basically the rule of Sims 4 is that if you don't have move objects on, they won't be able to place it if it's occupied by an item. And oh, you're so nice, Mr. Okan. Thank you. For example, this basket, because it's quite big, if I try to put it on this, it won't work because it's kind of colluding with the volume itself. So I will need to put move objects on, but I'm not sure the Sims can do that. So if, for example, this was a plate, the Sims wouldn't be able to put it himself, if we consider it's he. So I think it's kind of the same with it. Like, for example, no, not really. Depends on the item, I guess. So here you can see that you have like many slots on this item. So that wouldn't. I think it's more important to be able to put anything else instead of just. I once had a Sim place her laptop and the food she was eating on the same space, so I think Sims are going to put the dishes wherever anyways. Yeah, Sims are like very stubborn. Question about creating for Tessa. Do you have to create a certain amount on item in a set? Yes, minimum is 7 items on set. It's so satisfying when sofas have countless slots. Yeah, I do think so as well. Although it's not always possible because, for example, this is a very huge shelf that's supposed to be on tall wall. And we are allowed to have only 180 slots maximum per item. And when you have that many places to fill, it goes really quick. So sometimes we can't really, just because of the space we actually have to fill, but most of the time, like you can see here, I can put like almost everywhere. My paper toilet. Bonsoir Syboulette, je t'ai conseillé à une amie qui ne connaissait pas encore ton travail. Elle m'a remercié en me précisant, par contre, j'ai téléchargé la moitié de son site, tout était trop beau. Donc voilà, je passe le message. Merci beaucoup. Et du coup, bah, en espérant que ton ami s'amuse bien avec ses nouveaux essais. I just recently found your CC and it's also great. You're such a fabulous artist. Thank you so much, Queen K. And hi, Sims with Shen. Thank you for being here, everyone. So yeah, we probably make this separate bass tray, and not sure I'm going to add some books actually, because I already made some a few. Oh, actually I could put some novels. I really like the one I made from the Marjolaine one. It was very earlier. The fact that it's like very like used kind of. I could do something like that. You know, reading in the bus is like the best place to read. Right, so we have bass tray, cupboard, maybe sunflower, and books, and mirror, and the towel, the stool. I want to make a rug and toilet, and that would be already quite a lot. I think I'm trying to make smaller sets, because then people are not happy because I make the early access longer and then they're not happy. So I'd rather like publish like smaller sets. But once I'm starting a new set, I really have so many ideas, and I like when all my object comes together. So I always want to add more, and I'm first saying like this will be a 10 item set, and it ends at 30 something. So difficult to stop. So now we are going to vote about which item I'm going to make. Now that I know how to make votes. So let me open the polls.
Un truc, moi je disais.
So we have the choice between the stool, but we already made a stool last time. So the mirror, so maybe that way you can see how we make mirrors, but it's so easy, it's so simple that it's not really worth it, but anyway. Okay, let's make, what are we going to do today? So we have the mirror, we have actually we could make the bass tray, maybe with clutter, one of the clutter, maybe the sunflower. And what else? Stool, turret, rug, or we could make the cupboard, maybe. So that would be the cupboard. And that's it, I think. And no, toilet is not really fun to make. Okay, I'm going to separate the bath tray with the sunflower vase. So that will be 5 minutes. Yes, go vote. That will also be so cute in a entryway hallway. I agree. I was thinking the same. Yes. So if I do the mirror, I will do the mirror. When I do the mirror, I'm going to make like 3 versions of them. Like one will be like this one, horizontal and hang on the wall. One will be vertical, and one will be like leaning on the floor. So it's like, you know, just put on the floor somewhere. Okay, I guess. Oh no, we have maybe cupboard is. Does the mirror have a little shelf on it? Not sure. Not sure, but you could place it like they do. Like you could put it just above. I could make it the exact same length of the shelf, so you could like combine them, like put it the mirror just above it, so you can actually use the shelf to put stuff in front of it. So I guess we're going for the cupboard, but we still have time, so you can still vote. C'est couché? Pas encore? That would be so cute, yes. It looks like it has a little ledge on it. Hi Kitty Tacos, welcome in. Ooh, every time the mirror is when it is almost is very close to the cupboard. Hello, how are you? Hi Sim Legacy, I'm really good. Hi, this is Simmer. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm better today than this weekend. So newcomers, we have a vote going on right now to choose what we are going to make today. So you can always vote. I think we still have half the time, so 2 more minutes to choose. And I wish I was able to make those boots. I'm not really, it's not really my strong suit, especially doing them very locally. Ooh, the cupboard is again. Thank you for the follow, Kazik Tacos. Okay, let's that's very pretty. I think we could I could maybe add some towels, because I already have some towels. I could also add the paper toilets, because I already made some. I just have to move them around. That will make more item again, but we are getting close. So if you want to choose, it's still time. For the cupboard, which is obviously more difficult than the mirror, but the mirror is more interesting if you want to learn how to use Substance Painter, because I'm probably going to use alpha brushes for the mirror to actually make like those details on the frame. So that this is alpha brushes on Substance Painter, because this won't be modelized. This will be actually added into the texture. But the cupboard is more about meshing, I guess. My friend loves cottagecore. I definitely have to tell her about this. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people loving cupboard. Okay, cupboard, there you go. Cupboard won the poll. So we're going for the cupboard. All right, so let's start by cloning an item that will have both Fang and Alpha, so we can have some glass. So we have to find it. It doesn't have to be functional. We could make it dresser, but it's not really realistic, because there's no closets in here, so it would be just a decor item. So I'm probably going to pick something from my previous objects, but I could look for anything. You can even take like a small clutter object. as long as you have three, okay, I'm going to do it so you can actually see from the start. I'm going to choose any clutter item that has glass. I think usually I go for the scroll. That one, because it has like a fong and glass. So here we are going to make a cupboard. I'm just going to check if it's just fong alpha and not glass, because I'm not, yeah, fong alpha is better. Because glass is like make things behind it very blurry, so I don't like it anymore. I used to like it, but not anymore. So before starting, we are going to change a few things. That sounds cute. Which is the slot behavior of the item. So because this is supposed to be clutter item, if you go in object catalog in warehouse, you can see that the slot decal size and the slotting behavior is to 1. And 1 is for small slots. So for example, if I add, maybe I have, yeah. So you can see that the green one is supposed to be small object, the blue one is supposed to be a medium object, and you can add a large one, which are very rarely used, but sometimes used, are the red one. So 1 is for small, 2 is for medium, and 3 is for large, and 0 is when you want the item to be placed only on the floor. So that means our cupboard won't be able to be put on the shelf. It will be weird and not really practical. So 0 and the item will be on the floor. If you have an item that is on the wall, like a painting or anything, that will be 0 as well. And then you will have to toggle adjust height on wall and edge against wall. That's how you make an item from the floor to the wall. Another thing we need to check is the occluders in the lights. So because it's clutter item, usually doesn't have one, but sometimes it does. So just checking that there's nothing there. So occluders are shadows added artificially. It's kind of not really nice. It's a very old and strange way to do that. So hopefully the Sims 5 will have better way to handle those. And we are going to see, but this has 3 loads. We probably won't need 3. We probably need only 2 or even 1, because it's kind of very square. So I'm not sure we'll be able to remove that much polygon. So we'll aim 2, but we kind of make this later. Actually, if you watch the recent DLC, now they don't even make 3. So I think when they released the sim, there is some huge difference between computers, and now there's not. So every new item now basically have only 2 LOD. So like one when you close and one when you far from it. So I could export it, but I don't need to, because I can do without it. So I'm opening Blender, and yes, the only thing we could need to import an object would be the placing, so that without having to use Alt in game, the furniture would already be against the wall. So for that, I'm going to import my sink, because basically where it's like positioned is actually where it's going to naturally be against the wall. So I'm just going to use this as looking for a word, as landmark, point of reference. Yes, point of reference to place my cupboard. So for now, I'm just going to create a huge cube. And I'm guessing that this lining here is the wall. So it's probably be something like this. I'm going to put my reference in the background. And ooh, thank you for the raid and welcome everyone. Oops. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think so. I installed this boot. I think it's kind of considering your messages as spam. I think I'm going to remove these high raiders. I'm really sorry about this. This Moobot is like really new and he doesn't know how to behave. So, oops. I think I need to configure this better. Hi everyone, thank you. Thank you for being here and sorry for the welcome with my bot. Thank you for the follow, Ximicast. So we are doing a cupboard. I actually have read message but forgot to use it once again. Streaming is hard. Yes, it is very much. So I'm going to put the image reference I'm going to use in the background so you can see what I'm doing. It's not usually something I do because I have a second screen, but you know, for you to be able to follow where we are going to, I will have this. I need to make it smaller, like this, and like this. So basically, I think I'm going to do this 2 tiles. So right now it's like 1 tile, so SX2, and it's double. Sorry. Get you up ready. The mythical secret of friends has arrived. Get you up ready. That's nice. It's very magical. Well, welcome in. We are doing this cottage style cupboard. People voted for it. We had the choice between this and a mirror and a bath tray. We wanted to do this mirror or this bath tray, and people voted for the cupboard. So we have different options for this. We could try to make one mesh with everything. So that would mean everything that is supposed to link will be linked. But it will be more difficult to unwrap and also more difficult to texture because we will have to have separate way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I'm going to use Photoshop like last time to show you exactly how I'm seeing this, so you can understand the thinking process about before starting an item, how I'm going to do it. Right, so I always say you don't need to work hard, you need to work smart. So basically this part, no, let's take a color that we see more. So this part is the same as those 4. So this is something I'm going to do once. And this I'm going to make 1 frame and separately those. Then I'm going to use, I'm going to remove this because we don't see anything. I'm going to follow kind of how the furniture has been made. Meaning, this will be one plank and this will be one plank. I will not make a box for two reasons. It will be easier to unwrap and texture and everything, but it will also naturally add some details like you can see in here, where we can actually see how the furniture is built. So there will be like one plank in here, one plank in here, one plank in here. So this being like the side plank, one from the bottom. We can always add some details like this. You can see like there is like some woods in here. Then we will have separate shelves in it. And oh, thank you. I am is it how you pronounce it? Thank you for subscribing. That's very nice. Thank you so much. It's very helpful. So one plank for the bottom and the doors. So that's a lot of plank, but that will be super easy to unwrap, and that will be also super satisfying to texture. You'll see. We also need to keep some space for the glass, because you can see in our item that it's sharing the same texture. But the glass being completely flat, we don't need to add any detail in it. So just having one small square in the bottom will be enough. That being said, let's start. So I'm going to start with the bottom one. So my 3D cursor is by default on 0. So let's put my pivot point to 3D cursors and select the bottom and hit SZ0. And that will basically put the surface I have selected where my 3D cursor is. Love this item, haven't made custom content in so long, have so many ideas, just not enough time. Yes, that's the struggle. Like I always have more ideas than I have actually time to make them, and usually get more ideas quicker than actually I'm able to create them. So always have to choose, and always changing my mind. So we have to imagine that it should be like close to it. So this will go on the side. So we are not bothered, but we also want to see how it will fit like next to it. So we don't want it to be too deep. So I probably go something like this, even maybe a bit less. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, definitely. And people are always like, oh, I want to send you a suggestion. I'm like, no. I have too much ideas, stop it. I do have a suggestion for my website if you do want to send me some suggestion, but yeah, no promise. So as I said, it's not completely centered because the way the game is made, the line of the tile is not aligned with the line of the wall. The wall kind of overlap the tile. So if we want this furniture to be easy to position for people and they don't have to use the alt, we kind of need to make it a bit displaced. So that's why I'm using this item, which is already displaced. Okay, then we can see that there is a little bit of bevel on the top of this, and kind of a small detail along the frame. So let's go back to something like this. We can also assume that this curve is kind of only on this side and not here. It's kind of like my shelf actually. If you look at my shelf, it's like completely straight on the back and kind of curvy on the ground. actually, you know what? I'm going to import it because, you know, as I said before, we need to work smart and not hard. So let's import it. I'm going to remove the part that I don't need, meaning this, and this. And I'm going to use that. So let's place it where we want, being here. And so here I'm going to move it instead of resize because I don't want to lose the equal proportion between the edges. So I'm going to hit GX and retain so that we 0.1. I wish I could stay, but I think I'm off to bed already. We have to rewatch the VOD because it intrigues me a lot. Nice being here and meeting you. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you so much and have a good night. And thank you for passing by. There. So now we can remove this and we are going to use this instead. It's already unwrapped, already made. There we go. Also, we can also assume that this part and this part is the same. We have to be careful and remember, let me put this on the side, that short wall will have 3 tile height, and usually it's more like 285, so probably around here. So that will be where the sailing will hit. So if we want this cupboard to be used in any build, we have to keep it under it so that in the minimum height it can still fit. So if I'm assuming that the top of it should not hit the top of the short height, I would say maybe this in the middle should be around here, and the one from the top, which is not the same that this one, so something shorter, will be, so this one I'm going to duplicate just the top face around here. So that's basically 1 tile and 1 tile 0.1 and 1 tile 0.1. So that way, in short wall, we still have space if we want to put some clutter on it. On top of this cupboard here, it's basic rectangle. So I'm just going to E, like extrude and rectangle, and that will be enough. Okay, I'm going to unwrap it already, so it's done. I'm just going to put some in here, and that's it. All right, then we are going to make the side one. So we are assuming that's only 1 plank. So same, I'm going to just first, I think this one should be a bit larger, like this, and okay. So I'm going to add a cube, make it narrower, like this. And the bottom one needs to be SZ0 on the floor. Actually, not really on the floor, it should be here. So to be more precise, I'm going to use the snap tool. Use the H and GZ, and it will snap to where I want it to be, which is here. Same with that one. If we check, it goes under it, so GZ and snap it. Now I can move it. I need to toggle the snapping tool so I can move it freely. In here, and here I might need to readjust this mesh because it will not fit like we want. So this part I can use the snap, GY, and snap it in here, and this one GY and snap it. In here, and this one is way too wide, so oops, remove the snap, something like that. But we do have this problem, so we have to decide it's whether in or out. So if we look more closely to our reference, I think it's like actually to separate item. So I'm going to separate it, meaning I'm going to select the bottom one in here and snap it to that one. I think it also not really realistic that it's exactly the same. So I'm just going to like putting it a bit before. It will actually create some nice and realistic volume to it. And a bit more like this. And because we won't see them, because there will be a back in it. Actually, I'm going to keep the back. It's just the top and bottom, we don't see them, so I'm just going to remove them. More space on the UV map and easier to unwrap. So this one I'm going to duplicate so that the top can go snap again and the bottom can go snap again, like this. Now one thing we could do, because I always like to do, is adding some bevel, especially this part really look like polished, so I think it would be nicer to fit the style of this cupboard. These details, that's so nice to what you're thinking the whole thing with those little details. It's the thing you notice, like when you start, you don't do, because you basically do the general shape, and then the more you play and the more you also think work from other creators, and you say, oh, he's doing things like that, or she's doing things like that, and then you're like, I'm going to do the same. So yeah, I think it's the details that makes everything. You make this look so easy, but I know it's not. It's not easy, but it's not completely impossible and difficult as well. It's just something you learn, and the more you practice, the more it becomes easier. So I'm going to add some sharp and add a very subtle and nice bevel. And now suddenly it's very high quality furniture. I also need to remove the sharp so we can see the seams, because I added the bevel, so this one is like doubled and I only need one. Yes, and the more you play with CC, the more you see all these little details that make all the difference. Good night, my dear. Need to have some rest. Good night, Dew of the Sea, and thank you for being here and sleep well. All right, then what else? So this will be duplicated on the other side later. Now we're going to add 2 background for both. What are you making? Well, right away, I'm making this cupboard for my cottage bathroom. So I'm going to do the background, and I'm going to add this little beam, I don't know if it's the right word, like the little wood pieces in here that will make it look more realistic. So I'm just going to select this, for example, and hit Shift D, it will duplicate. Actually, no, I'm going back. I'm going to copy paste this already. So Shift D to duplicate, and then making sure my pivot point is on 3D cursor, and my 3D cursor being in 0, which you can put back by hitting Shift C, and then you hit Control M, Control M, Control M, X, so that will mirror on the X-axis, and flip direction, because when you mirror, it will always invert the normal. So that way we have the other side. Now we can create the background. So I'm going to select these edges, Shift D, and then with the snapping option tool on, I'm going to hit E until X, until there. So you can see that we don't see the other side because it's, well, on the other side. So same that before, it's not supposed to be exactly, so I'm just going to put it back to create some shadows. And I'm going to Shift D, duplicate, and same with snapping, these edges will go in here, and these edges will go in here. So we have the back, but we need to Shift D, duplicate, so we can actually make the other side. So I'm moving it on Y and flip direction to make it face the other way. There we go. Now we're going to add some little details like this. So we have this part moved in the middle and those in the corner. When you duplicate a UV mapped item, does each item need their own UV, or do they share the same UV? That's a really good question, and that's definitely something you need to think in advance. So there's 2 answers to it. The answer is it depends on how you want to make your UV map and how many items you will have. For example, this part and this part I have duplicated, but I would need them to have separate UV map, because the light that will be on this outside wall will be different from the light being in the inside, will be darker. But I could have duplicated these 2 being in the bottom. That would mean I will have only one space in the bottom as well, and then you are kind of saving some space in the UV map because they are both sharing the same texture. But it will also mean that if we have a wood texture, it will repeat the exact same pattern. So sometimes it can show, and it could be not the result you're aiming for, especially if it's something you don't want to be repeated. It also something you will need to think before exporting to Substance Painter, because for example, if I have here, it's kind of the same configuration. They both have roof and and bottom. But if, for example, this part was not existing, and I was having those two the same as those two, its Substance Painter, it would add some shadow in here because of this plank, but not in here because there is no plank. But then, because it's sharing the same UV map, it would be weird because we would have some shadows in here without having anything on top of it. So it really depends on how your item is made and how you texture it. Because if, for example, you have some oriented light and then you move around the item, the light will move and that will be weird. Also, how much you want to save space on your UV map. For example, when I'm making doors, the front and bottom of my door is if the door is the same on front and bottom, I'm trying to use the same texture. So I use the whole space of my UV space on one door, on one front, and I don't have to make both of them. And thank you for the follow, J Baby, and welcome in. That being said, sometimes you make double doors and you don't want the two doors to have the same UV map, because if you have some wooden pattern, it will actually look like it's been mirrored and the knot and everything will be exactly on the same, like really symmetrical, and that could be not nice. So my answer is like it really depends on what you're doing. It's easier to have everything separated, but it will take more space on your UV map. And also, if you want stuff to be not separated, sorry, you are going to make the UV map before you duplicate it. For example, if I wanted these two to have the same UV that these two, I would have to remove them, finish my item, unwrap everything, and then I am going to select these two and duplicate them, because they will have this space already on the UV map. Because the way I'm doing my UV map right now, it separates everything already. And it's very difficult to like put back stuff together by hand, especially when you have like a lot of bevel and it's not like a perfect square. So you definitely don't want to do it manually. So the best is like, I'm removing those two parts. I'm finishing my item. I unwrap everything, and then I duplicate the parts I want to have the same UV on the UV map. There you go for the explanation. So on my part, I'm going to have everything separated. Because it's easier to do texture. Oh, thank you, Ayandi. Thank you. Very, very generous today. Thank you for King Daisy. Right, so we were going to add some details. So I'm going to add a ring in here and on top of it, like this. And this one will be beveled. Actually, I'm going to create two like this. These two will be in here, and those two will be again splitted. Then E to extrude like this. And now I need to make sure, yes, it did create some faces which I'm going to remove because we won't be able to see them. So they're pointless faces. And same with this. This one, this one, this one, and this one. E extrude. I'm hiding everything to be able to select everything. I also don't need that one, which is like against the side. So I don't need that one. Neither this one and this one and this one. There we go. You're very welcome. Right, so we are almost there. We need to make the window now, the window frame. So I'm going to make like a cube, and then I'm going to make separately the little part inside. So for the frame, I'm going to take this H, Shift D, and I'm going to extrude X, and for now that will be it. And actually I want it to be, it's not really in the middle because they are supposed to be sliding, so I guess they're kind of like going over the other one, so it's going to be a bit farther. I'm not sure it's the word farther. Do we say farther? More far than the middle, like this. There, then E to extrude like this, and then you can see that it's kind of upside down because the normal are all messed up, so just hit recalculate. That's it. Further, yeah, that's the word I was looking for, further. So then I'm selecting front and back, and I'm going to hit Inset Faces, which is kind of extrude, but will keep the same proportion from every edges around. So Inset Faces, and there we go. I think I could go far. And actually, I can see that this part is like bigger. No, I need to make sure the pivot point is median, like this. Then I remove the faces, and I just need to rejoin the middle part. There we go. All right, then let's, oh, we don't need this anymore, so I can remove it. I'm thinking it's a bit small compared to this. Or maybe at the end we can make it. Okay, let's assume. Sorry. Let's assume that short wall are like really short wall. If you want to put things up on top of it, you need medium wall. So I'm going to raise this a little bit. So GZ 0.1 and GZ 0.1. I think it looks more like a cupboard like this. Yeah. All right, so we don't need this. I'm going to delete so we can have a very clear view on how many polygons we are at. And for now we are 200, which is very low, so we can still go above and beyond. So if we examine this, we can see that it has a little face in it, so that could be something. Oops, I could add. It would definitely look nice. Now I'm thinking how to do it, because I'm saying that the wood is actually like this, and now like this, like I thought, because this is usually two different ways. It's either something like this, or it could be like this. So maybe we make like they made, I'm sure. Okay, let's try and make how it's supposed to be. So I'm selecting the inside and E to extrude and SY to remove on, to not remove, to reduce on Y. Then Alt E extrude, but this time we are going to choose region. That means it's going to extrude, but in the same distance from every edges. Kind of same of inset, but like with the volume. Then I'm going to add a ring in here, a ring in here, and 2 rings on each side. But those rings, because of this, they are not straight. So I'm going to Alt right click both and hit SZ0 to make them straight, and same with those one. All right, now we need to split them in two, like this. Actually, hi Golden Girl, and thank you for the follow. Are you doing Maxis Match or Alpha CC? That's a tough question. 2 months ago I would say Alpha CC, but recently I'm making Maxis Match texture on Alpha proportions. So my furniture are like realistic proportion, but I'm using very light texture now, or less realistic texture. Changing my style, kind of looking for something. So this I'm going to add later, actually. That would make more sense. So I'm going to remove those faces, then select the whole and hit with my plugin loop tool bridges that will link them. Then I'm going to add 2 ring, 0, and split them. And I want to be sure that they are very aligned, so I'm going to select all of them, SZ0 and SZ0, and again SZ0, and this one as well, SZ0. Now, same as this one, we are going to link them, so I'm just removing every faces that will disappear, like this. Delete faces, and then we are going to link them. So this one and this one will go with bridges, and this one and this one will go with bridges. And thank you for the follow, Alcins, and welcome. It's the best Maxis mix, best of both worlds. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm aiming now. Bridge. All right, now we can add what I wanted to do, which is kind of the bevel detail inside. So to be sure that everything is like doing separately, I'm going to change the pivot point, but first I need to extrude, so E, and then SY, and now Alt E, region vertex, and you can see the magic happening. Oops, no, you can't because I forgot one. Oh, you'll be able to see it twice. So E extrude, SY on the y-axis, and then Alt E, region vertex normal, and witnessing the magic. There we go. If you want to see better what you're doing, you can always toggle the ambient occlusion, because it kind of heightens the contrast, so you can see what you're doing. I could add some bevel on the front to make it more polished, kind of the same. So selecting everything and hit Ctrl B and add bevel, so that when I'm smoothing it, it will actually make it smooth. Right, so the annoying thing with this is like the way we are going to unwrap is a bit more difficult, but still doable. We are going to follow the real life wood, meaning that if this was made really, it's obviously not have been carved as like one piece of wood, so it should be some line in here. So we are going to follow this. First, I'm going to mark seams every diagonal I have in here, every one of them, so that every piece of wood can follow the fiber of it. That one. I think that's it. Not that one, forgot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, and this one I forgot. All right. Mark seam. Then I'm going to hide everything else, so we have a better view of what we're doing. Then we are going to separate this part and this part. So that's assuming that this one is like one piece made from the same wood, and those are like shorter one. Maxim. All right, now we need to cut like one edge so that it can make it flat. So we are going to choose the bottom one beside it, so we don't really see it. Maxim, and we are going to use this one. Maxim. So now, if I did everything correctly, if I unwrap everything, everything is flat, except this. So I've probably forgot one. So if I want to find right away what's wrong and which one is it, I'm just clicking the Keep UV and Edit mode in here, and then hit point, and that will show me where the problem is. So I basically forgot this one, Maxim. Now I can redo it and it's still there. So that was another one. Oh yeah, that's basically, I have cut everything in here, but I didn't did that one. So I need to make one edges from that one as well. And now everything is perfectly unwrapped, and we are going to straighten this later, so it will be easier to texture, because it will follow straight line of the wood. There we go. So now I can bring back my my cupboard, and I think I'm going to use what I said to you before, Mr. Okan, meaning that I probably to save space from my UV map, I might duplicate those twice. So I will actually make 2 of them. Shift D, X. So we go in here, and then I have to move to the back like this. And after texturing it, I'm going to put it back here after unwrapping it, sorry. So let's try to unwrap this. So I'm selecting everything and click unwrap. And here I can see that everything is unwrapped. I probably just have a problem here because I forgot to separate this. So I need to do both. So I forgot this line too. Now everything's perfect. So usually conformal works better with like very straight and square shapes. Now before going further, I'm going to need to align everything in the direction of the wood. So every piece needs to be straight, and I'm going to decide that everything should be horizontal. So I'm going to make sure everything is vertical, not horizontal. I say horizontal, but it's vertical. So basically I'm going to select everything, and if it's not vertical, I'm going to fix it. Basically this one, and probably this one. 90, I wanted them to be vertical. And these one are vertical, so that's good. And those one are probably not. Please select them there. 90. All right, hide. H. This one is not. No, it is. We want the wood to be like this, so that's fine. This one is fine too. This one is fine too. This one are fine as well, and this one probably are not. Everything will be 90. So now I'll H, and I came back. I put back everything together, and now we have everything on the right direction, but everything is like moving about. So I'm selecting everything with A, and I'm going to hit Control P, which will order everything, but it put back some pieces horizontal, which I don't want. So I'm going to Untoggle, rotate, and now everything is back in place, exactly how I wanted it to be. And the last thing is we wanted to straighten this, so I'm going to use a plugin. It's not always working, so we are going to try, or we are going to make it by hand. So let's try, and it works, so that's cool. Let's use it with that one. Yes. All right, so we are done with this. So I'm going to duplicate. Now that it's, you can see, Mr. Okan, that I did as I explained to you. Now that everything is in place on my UV map, I can duplicate it. Why do I duplicate it now and not after the texture? Is that I want this to have shadows on this. So it's better to do it before. Although it won't work well with transparent stuff, obviously, because it will just like superimpose, so that might not work for transparent stuff. Last thing I forgot is the glass. So as I said, because we won't have a lot of reflection on that glass, we're going to use a specular and not some, you know, some fancy effect on it. We need a very tiny piece of glass to do that. So no, that's not going. I'm going to just add a plane like this and place it to the middle of it. Here and here. No, actually, oops. Where's actually this is going to be in here. Okay, so this I can unwrap, but I'm going to make it super small in whatever spot I have left, because I don't need to be very fancy. And now I can duplicate it. So Shift D Z, in here, and then both Shift D X and G Y. There. But if we let it like this, even if we are going to use a transparent texture on Substance Painter, it will make the interior of our furniture very dark. So before exporting for texturing, we are going to move it GX2, GX3 to be sure it doesn't project some shadows on our furniture. Just so we can texture it normally. Hi Momadek, welcome in. How's the creating going? Very well. We are very close to finishing the meshing, so we are going to start the texture soon. We're making this cupboard for kind of cottage inspired bathroom. All right, so everything is nice and prepared and everything is unwrapped, so we are now ready to export for the texture. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to remove this. So I'm not going to override my sync, thank you very much, and I'm going to create a new file which will be the cupboard. There. So to export it, because it's one texture, I'm going to click it, export OBJ, selection only, and undergo wrap material, export OBJ. Then I can put this back in place, GX-3. But I'm going to put this in a separate mesh cut. So if I'm checking my item, 0 is the drop shadow, 1 is the fong, so everything that is solid, and 2 is fong alpha. So the glass, that's the glass, it's 2. Hi chat, I don't know how to pronounce it, correct me if I'm wrong. Seaside, Seaside, welcome and thank you for the follow. Fong is 1 and we are going to need a drop shadow, so I'm not sure what I'll do. Probably some tiny drop shadow. So I'm going to add a plane, make it super small. You can tell me, Caesar. Okay, hi Caesar. So I don't like drop shadows in game, so I'm just making them super small. Don't forget to unwrap, and usually I put the UV small, and in here, because in this area there's nothing. Can't show you because I don't have one right now, but usually this area there's nothing, so even if like you don't hide it very well, then at least we won't see anything. So that's the shadow, so that's 0. When I'm saving and importing in my item, it will replace everything. So that's good. Now we are going to make the texture. I love your CC. Thank you, Caesar. You're very nice. After we finish texturing, we are going to obviously adjust the footprint so that the footprint on the floor is right. And we are going to add some slots so we can actually clutter it. Now, I'm going to open Substance Painter. I'm going to create a new one because I want to use a different wood from what I'm using my sink for, because in all cottage usually the pieces are from different people or different era. Oh, you're right. Will you make the shelves inside? I didn't. Damn it. I didn't. Fortunately, you're here. So yes, I was going to. Fortunately, you're here. I forgot the chef. So fortunately, it's supposed to be like painted wood in it. So this is a good example where I will probably use the same UV for all the chefs. So that's the good news. Now I'm just going to create them and unwrap them correctly as well. Let's do that. I'm going to hide for now this H. I'm going to use this Shift D, X to extrude. I'm going to snap it to the other side, GX, and then lower it. Then this is going to snap. I love the snapping tool, GY to here. Okay, and this one should be GY touching probably this, but not touching, like this. Then E, no, I'm going to select the face, E to extrude. Like this, and hiding everything so I can remove those faces, because we don't need them. Now, if we check, the shelves are not like in front of it. They're a bit lower. In here, they're in the bottom. In here, they're above it. So I guess we just do whatever we want then. So I guess we are going to say they are not loaded. Thank you for the follow, Charlotte, and welcome in. Now I just need to unwrap it. So I'm going to put it back with the glass, which I separated before. I'm going to put my glasses in here. And I'm going to hide them each. I'm going to remove those. Select everything. No, because I thank you for the follow and welcome in Frank and V. I already worked on aligning everything on the right direction, so I'm just going to unwrap this, put it in the same direction that everything else, and put it kind of the same proportions, because when we're using Control P, it kind of keeping the proportion we have on the UV map. So if this is like huge, if I use Control P, you keep the fact that this is like huge. So if I want it to be same as everything, it should be kind of the same proportion that anything else. So let's say something like this. Then selecting everything, Control P. Now it's reordering as we want. I'm going to duplicate back my windows, Shift D. Like this. And this we can also duplicate. So Shift D and Shift D. Like this. And if I'm going to watch, this goes under. Like this. I'm going to bring back my glass, which is now here, so I can put it back in the corner because the size don't matter. Oops, what did I do? What did I eat? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Ockham, for saving the day. Now I just need to put back my windows on the side again. Saving, exporting, clipboard. There we go. Okay, where we were at. I'm going to import my clipboard in here. Okay. I'm going to use the utility to clean my, I'm going to close Photoshop first, because Substance Painter is very, very demanding in terms of memory. So I need to clear everything that I don't use to be sure that it doesn't crash, because this happened before. Actually, I'm going to quit Discord. Yeah. And I have this utility that Maxis Match CC World showed me, which is empty standby lists, which will empty my memory. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is baking my mesh maps with 2K. All right. Then I'm going to change the HDRY, which is the lighting of my scene. By default, it used a panorama lighting, which is very nice, but which has a very oriented light, meaning that this space is much more light than this one, which in game we make it kind of more unrealistic, because if the light comes in here, and if you try rotating the item, it's weird. Also, because we are kind of making now Maxis Match texture, I'm using an HDRY that has very flat and contrasted. So it's the one I'm using in my texture tutorial on YouTube. It's that one. It has a link under the video description if you want to get it. Now I just edited it a little bit. I'm just make it more contrasted, and I kind of erased the floor and the top. So now it's, if you have some glossy item on your scene, it will make it look a little more glossy. So that's my favorite one at the moment. You also need to change the shader because this is transparent. So we are going to change ASM Metal Rough to PBR Metal with alpha blending. And after doing that, if we go back to our texture set setting, we are going to be able to add a channel opacity. So that way, I'm going to add a fill layer. And this fill layer will stay white. We don't need metal, we don't need normal height, but we do need roughness and opacity. So that will be our class. So the roughness is very high, and the opacity will be something around 50 to 60. So you can see right now that everything is like see-through. So we need to black mask this and select only the glasses. And that's it, that's the glass, and we won't touch it again. Now, about the rest. So we basically have two texture in here. We have the outside wood and the inside painted wood. We could also add some, I'm not sure, no, that would be it. So the one that I have discovered lately that I really like is the clean pine. Yes, so I can add it. There we go. So this one is really nice. The only default is that we can't change manually the colors. We are going to use the basic parameters. So it does take a bit of moving around. We do need to rotate it on 90 so that the fiber follows what we made. So see here we can see a problem that I explained to you before, Mr. Orkan. The fact that I have that's not really a problem. That's mostly a mistake because my shelves are going through the bottom door. So that creates some shadow here that are repeated here. But that's just a problem that we are going to fix, but by moving back those because they are not supposed to be inside this. So I use the snap with this one, but this one is supposed to be further. So GY with the snapping, GY on that one. Even more than that, there, and then unsnapping and a little more because you know it's never completely on it. So now I can export again, and here I'm going to replace by project configuration, select keyboard, and it's just going to replace, but I will do need to recalculate big mesh maps to update the new shadows. There we go. So now everything is correct. If we were able to see like what's behind it, it would probably be wrong with the wrong shadows because we can see that those shelves are like on top of it and those shelves are under it. My cat is back. So if we were able to see the back of this, we probably would have the shadows on the wrong position. But fortunately, we don't see it, so it's not a problem. I'm probably going to use the scale too, so it's not too weird. And then I need to remove from the glass. And here I have two choices. I could make a completely different map from the interior, assuming it's two different pieces of wood. That this is like real wood, this one might be like something else, but I will assume that everything is like the same wood, but the interior has been painted. So I'm going to keep this material for everything. I'm just going to add a fill layer with a color that will be the interior of our pieces, because we only change the color and maybe the roughness, because this interior will be less shiny than the exterior. We don't need everything else, so that we can keep the texture of the wood. I love how perfectioning you are. Now I understand why I have this imperfection in my CC library. I wish every CC creator was that detailed. I think you also just take practice. That I'm pretty sure my first items were not as detailed and not perfect than that. So maybe people as well are like maybe still in the learning process. But thank you. And this is the superstar. This is very cool. Thank you. Hi, Chloe. Here I like so cold because she's from outside. It's a girl. It's a lady. We're learning something new every day, so thank you. Very welcome. All right, so we are going to play black with a black mask, and we are going to select one by one everything that's supposed to be white. So basically we have the shelves. So because it's one shelf, it will color everything at once. We have this background and this background, but not the other one. So that's good that we made them separated. She's fun. She didn't hear it. She's a bit old, so she has a very bad hearing. So I think she doesn't care. I love every time Pee-wee shows up in the stream. She's so cute. Yes, she is. She's going to the vet tomorrow, so I have taken out the cage just so she get used to it, so she doesn't like freak out at the very last minute. Alright, so here we have a bit of a problem. Friendly reminder, you haven't had any water. Yes, thank you. Hydrate yourself, people. And thank you for the follow and welcoming, Kitty Glitch. And greeting from Germany. I love your CC. Hi, Mandy, and welcome. Welcome in. So here we have a bit of a problem because we have only one frame for this, but this is poking out, and it's not pretty. We have this here and maybe not on the bottom. We could have. Okay, let's say we have. Let's say we do. Hi, Exonometry. Welcome in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a paint layer to my mask in here. I'm going to select the paintbrush. Oops. Didn't want to select this. Damn it. Everything upside down. There. The brush. So by default it uses the shape brush, which is fine. I just need to hit the hardness to top of it, because right now you can see it's like blurry and I want it sharp. Then I'm going to reduce the size, maybe 3. Okay, and stop it. That actually reminded me to drink some water too. Yeah, I need to make some, you know, the message that you can buy with the channel points, I think. Stretch and hydrate. Yes, stretch. Oui, oui, stretch. Yeah. She says, yeah. Oh. Oui. Come and stretch. Yeah. I don't know if you hear her. I'm not sure my microphone is strong enough. Anyway, so right now it's like in negative, so we need to invert the grayscale. So we are going to put back what we saw. So basically this from here and in here as well. Maybe something smaller. I was just about to suggest that along with the straight message, yeah. I didn't even go to sport today. That's very unusual for me, but I didn't feel like it, so I didn't push. There we go. I love everything you make. It's mind-blowing watching you create like this. Thank you, and Mayu, thank you so much, and welcome in. All right, so now it's fixed. Hi and welcome for the to the channel, and thank you for the follow, Ditendi. All right, so now everything's ready. We can just make this brighter. It's not too dark. You can see actually how it's going to look. This is the real-time preview of what you're doing, and right now we can see that this is kind of dark, so don't hesitate. I also usually, when I'm using this contrasted HDRY, put this exposure a little up. So I'm going to save this, and now I'm going something that I didn't do before and that I started with this set, meaning I'm going to match my swatches with EA swatches. So how I'm doing that? That's a very good question. First, saving. I found a picture with all the swatches from Maxis item, which is in here. This one. Which is very nice because it shows you all the wooden swatches from the game, and I don't like all of them, so I decided to pick 6. So basically I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to make a quick pause to kiss my boyfriend goodnight. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Be right back. Thank you for the subscribe, Axonometry. Right, so I have this. I think I added it here. Did I? No, I didn't. I subbed and liked just as you had to walk away. It's fine, it's fine. I'm back. So I'm importing the image I showed you. Texture, I'm going to keep it. It's going to be Yes, you did. She probably wants to go to the bedroom as well, but she's not allowed to. So I'm just adding this to my item, and then I'm going to move it depending on which color I'm going to work on. So basically right now I'm going to make the light one, the light brown one, so that one. So I'm going to add a black mask and a paint layer, and I'm just going to brush this. So basically what I'm seeing here is the light wood I want. So now I'm going to move the parameters of this wood until I reach that kind of tone. If it helps, I have a PS palette of the woods. I can drop it to your Discord. Yes, definitely. Although every color will move depending on the lighting and the material I'm using. So basically, especially that one, because I can't really pick a color, I'm using this method to match it as much as possible. So basically I'm going to move it, so lightness, and the hue is like a bit pink, this is a bit greenish. So I'm going to move it like this. Yeah, I noticed that when it's SP today. So that's why the HDR one is so very important. Oh, thank you for the host. That's helpful. So thank you for doing that. So depending on which DIY you're using, you can actually change the colors. So you have to be careful to use something very neutral, or if it's not neutral, it has to be on purpose. So you can see that depending on the HDRI you're using, it can actually change the lighting and the color lighting on your item. So the one I'm using is black and white, so it's not too, you have to guess what. So one last thing, we are very close to my color, but I do want to remove a little bit of contrast. So now I need it to be lighter, oops, no, lighter and more colored and lighter. I think I lighted it more before. Yeah, the one. That one was better. the other thing I could do is like add some logo with the base color, and I can just lower this so that the darkest color will be lighter. So that way I don't change. Can you share it with me, Maxis Match? Well, you do. You should. I think you do already. Maybe Maxis Match, you can share it directly on my Discord on the general chat, so everyone can use it. So, and I think Mr. Okan, you are on my Discord, so you can get it. Alright, so we have our first color, so that will be what I'm calling now MM1. I'm also saving these because if I'm making another item, then I can reuse it later on, so I'm renaming it. One thing we need to do before saving, before exporting, is adding some lighting and some shadow. I actually made a smart material to go faster. So that will be dirt, I think. I don't remember, or maybe light. Yeah, light and shadow. So basically it's a folder that has already a dirt layer and a light layer. So it will add automatically a light layer with a curvature black mask. So if you want to learn how to make those, the light edges and the dirt shadows, I'm showing the full process on my previous live stream with the stool. I think it was the stool. No, it was the birdhouse, but it is shown as well in the birdhouse. I'm not going to repeat all of this in all my live stream because it's kind of becoming all over again the same process. So try to look for the stool or the birdhouse to see how I make those two layers. So basically this one is a light brown one with multiply with a generated dirt on it. Right now it's a bit too strong because this is already very dark and we don't want that much shadows. So just something like this. So we add some contrast, but not too much. We also decrease the opacity. So it's just a little more dramatic, but not too much. Curvature is very nice, so I think we're just going to keep it that way. Right, so I think we're done. I'm just checking if everything's fine. I'm just seeing that this is not white, should be. So this is here, this should be white. Oops, it's that one. And we are going to paint this too. So I can just use here, it would be probably easier. And if you want to be sure to only draw on this and not on this, you can change alignment to UV, size space to texture, and then everything you do here will only be in here. So basically everything that is outside is supposed to be wood. it's much easier. Sorry if this sounds silly, but with this environment lighting selected, when we import the item into the game, does it add shadows? Or will it look like exactly like this, like it's Substance Painter? It does have some shadows in game, but not that much. If you watch the video on YouTube about the texture baking, etc., I'm showing, let's watching just this moment. I'm showing by comparison oops, sorry. Okay, I removed your message, Emoji Jordan. That was not intended. I thought it was some spam. I didn't saw this message before. So thank you very much, Jordan. Actually, let me ask, can you import a shader from Blender? The color palette mentioned earlier match the BSDF shader used in Blender. I don't know. I know that some people using Substance Painter use the nodes, kind of like Blender. I have no idea how you do that. I think it has something to do with Substance Designer, which is like another software from Substance that is to create, yes, the drawer one. In this one, you can see that I'm testing in-game one item with like a very blend color and one item where I added some light and shadows, and you can see the difference in game. So it does add some shadows, but not that much. Where is it, for example? That one, no, that one. So I'm going to cut the sound. Yes, there it is. So you can see here, this one on the left is directly like completely blend texture. It doesn't have any shadow added from baking or anything. It's like just pasting some texture and going in game. You can see it has some shadow, but it looks very boring and I don't know, kind of blends. And this one has shadow. You can see the difference, how this one looks so much better. And this one has some shadows, but kind of like with the HDRI I'm using, and the shadow is colored. So instead of having a black shadows, I added some light brown, and usually EA uses some purple as well, but I don't like how everything in the shadow is purple in The Sims. So basically all these are different techniques to make texture, and even with some very subtle shadows, it always looks better when you actually add some shadows. And if you actually look EA item, they do add some shadow as well. They do like make ambient occlusion shadows on their item. Right, so here we come. Saving this and exporting. We need to export the normal map and the roughness map. We also need to change the destination path. Sims, furniture, Colette, cupboard. Okay, okay. And then the 2D view. Okay. I want this cupboard in my red house. Yeah, we can put a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to save and close because my memory is bad. So if we want to test the object in game, I'm going to need all the memory I need. And there we go. We're going to edit the texture. So I'm going to put back Photoshop. So first I'm going to resave this So gx minus a, gx minus 3, saving. And while we add it, oh, actually I don't have my drop shadow anymore. Why it goes, do we make it? So that's 0, class is 2, and this one, class is not 2, class is not separated, so we need to separate the class. Oh, actually it was there. Okay, so this is the cupboard, which is 1, this is the glass, and this is the shadow, which is 0. Okay, so now we can import it because I forgot. The shelves, and then we can import all the 3. So this is the roughness. So I'm inverting everything, put it to mode RGB. So I usually like my wood to be around the blue, something like this. I don't need to take care of the alpha of the glass because usually item with glass has a separated specula for the glass. That's the one. That's the tiny one, like this. So I'm just assuming that everything is the same roughness. So I'm just putting everything in blue, like this. Then I put in multiply and merge everything and duplicate the blue channel, make it darker so it's not too dramatic, put it back to 1K, and that's it. Okay, for the normal map I made a shortcut. So if you want to make shortcut, you have window, action, I don't know how it's in English, but in French it's action, it's Alt F9, and you have a list and you can create your own action. So basically I made an action that will copy paste red that goes into alpha, green that goes into red and blue, and then resize in 1K with one shortcut. That's very helpful as well. And this one I also made a shortcut to make it in 1K, so F5. So now I can import my map and it looks super nice. And the last thing we need to do is to add some Decal Slots. So the really annoying thing with glass is that even if we do see it through in Sims 4 Studio, if we add some Decal Slot, we won't see them. Let me show you. Usually when I do that, I go in Blender, I select the surface I want to put my clutter on, like that one. I hit Shift S, cursor to select it, and in the cursor 3D cursor location, I will have the coordinate of where I'm supposed to put my Decal Slot. So usually I'm saving the Z one, which is the height. So I'm going to add /deco med 0. And if I put like 3, for example, you can see it's here. But if I put the height where I'm supposed to be, it is here, but we don't see it, which is super annoying. So you have 2 choices to do that. You either take this, move it away, not that one, save it, so you can see what you're making. Or in this case, because it's like all the same thing, you can do all the clutter on the top and then move everything on each shelf blindly, assuming that it will be the same. We will do both, so you can see both options. So I'm going to clutter the top shelf. And once I'm cluttered all the top shelves, I'm going to just copy every clutter on each shelves. So let's paste this. And now I'm going to put it on top here, which is probably something like this. So I'm going a bit blindly. That's too much. A bit too much. Okay, maybe that one. All right. I'm going to copy it and transform offset on Y 0.1. And again. And again. Okay, that might be a bit too much. Remember that we only have 180 for the whole item, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means we have, I think it's 160, I'm not even sure it's 80. We have 22 pair shelves, which is not that much. We already have 5 right now, so not that much. So let's say maybe 15. Actually, we're going to put 3 on only. That will be enough. So let's assume that it's this. And this one will be 1, no. 1. Nope. Minus 0.5. No. Yes, more like it. 7. 7 looks okay. Then I'm going to move it on X, so 0.15. Again. And again. And that one. Okay, and again, and again, and again. So you can see that we're already going above the maximum. So that's going to be a problem. So we need to remove some. I'm going to see, I don't remember if it's like 160 or 180, because if it's 180, then we're still not fine. All right, I'm going to move that one to 8, because I really like to put my plant when I have hanging plant. I like to put it on the side, so I like when those are like very close to the edge. Hi, Vegansime. Thank you for the follow and welcome in. So I'm going to remove maybe from the front, the back. Oops. Delete. Hey, your tutorials have been really helping me. Thanks. You're very welcome, Wafty Boy. Let's remove those as well. Okay, 22 sounds okay. So I'm going to select all of these, copy, and then going in the bottom cursor to selected, select the Z location and transform, but this one I'm going to use the move. There you go. So here we have the window, so I'm going to select this and move them back a little bit. So that will be maybe something like this. All right. And same with those. All right. So here to easier selected them, instead of like selecting them one by one, they usually the last one added. So I'm just going up until I select those above it. So that should be everything in here. So everything selected, copy. Then I go in the lower shelves, copy the Z, transform, move to Z, and I paste the coordinate. And I'm doing this for every level. Copy, transform, there you go. Oops. Copy, transform, and there. Copy, transform, there, and the last one is this one. Copy, transform, and Z. Okay. Now I can put back my glasses. And since we add it, we are going to make the shadow load. So save as shadow. So now we can replace the cupboard and the shadow load. One last thing before testing it in game is the thing I told you about the glass not being pickable. So by default, because the item is supposed to be made with glasses, if you try to put an object in it and then you click on it because you want it back, it will select the dresser and not the item in it, with it annoying because you can't remove what you place in it. This is Ravashin who showed me that. You can go in the model load, in data, meshes, select the one that you don't want to be pickable, which is the glass, and just untoggle pickable. Easy peasy. Need to do that for every other model load. So alpha and not pickable. And I'm going to remove the low, because that's probably not going to use it. So I'm going to make a medium load. So let's remove, for example, that one and that one, and probably this one. And we're going to remove the detail we added inside the bevel. Edge loop. And edge loop. That's it. So there are not many things we can remove, unfortunately. So could probably remove those. I'm going to keep it that way for now because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I want to remove those. I do want to reduce this so it looks sharper. And if it's too much, I'm going to go back to it. When you place a medium size slot, does it mean we can place small item into the slot as well, or do we have to add slots for some item? No, everything smaller than the item can be placed on it. That's why I usually put medium only, because where I do small clutter, I put 1, which is supposed to be the small one. But EA sometimes don't give the right number to it. For example, when I'm cluttering some desk, all the surface lamp, like the desk lamp, for example, from EA, they have 2, so that's medium size. And usually in the desk, you have only 1 spot or 2 maximum that has a medium slot, so that's super annoying. Also, with sometimes some plants, EA put some like medium size plants when the like plant is like really small, so you want it to put somewhere where it's supposed to be, but the game doesn't let you. So usually I put medium 1 so that small and medium item can be fit in it. So yeah, 0, everything that is above the number. So like a large item can be put on the floor, medium and 1 can be put on the floor. But the more you go above, the less you can. So yeah, medium is like for small and medium, and large is like small, medium and large. There you go. And 0 for the shadow load. Made shadow. No problem. Okay, so now I'm better. So just going to rename it and adding my usual text. So that's not really decoration now. Now we can consider it's something, maybe surface, display, miscellaneous, disciplined, element display. Yeah. So that will be in surface now. Save. Okay, now we can test it. Usually when you start making CC and you're a beginner, I really recommend testing the object way before doing everything I did. Like usually when I started, I usually make the mesh, put some blank texture and test it. And then I made the texture and then I test it. And then I made the slot and then I test it. Because if anything goes wrong, for example, you making the oh, thank you for the subscribe, Oscar, with the pram. That's very nice. Very thank you. It's very helpful. So let's say, for example, I made all the slots and you saw that it was kind of annoying to do, and then I go in game, it's like, oh, the keyboard is too small, and now you need to resize it, and suddenly all the slots are wrong and you have to redo everything. And same with the texture, like you made the texture and suddenly you see that something is wrong and you have to redo everything. So when you start, I really recommend that you test your item at every step of the way, to make sure that you're going the right way. Because when you make everything and then you test your item and like it's not working, you're just like, did I do everything for nothing? And usually the answer is yes. So I kind of pull my hair a lot with this. So now with the habit, I'm pretty sure of what I'm doing. I still sometimes make some mistakes, so I still sometimes pull my hair. It's like, oh, I should have tested this before. So yeah, testing new ideas along the way is always a good idea. So don't worry, it's just the game being super slow. I guess the more I'm using it, the more slow it is to launch. So I have to pop out for a bit. Now it looks amazing. Thank you. I'm just hoping that the game is now. So if you have questions, it's the right time. Doesn't seem like he wants to show me my beautiful cupboard. Ah, there we go. Is it easier for you to make Alpha CC? I think it's more easier in the way that I'm used to it. I don't think Alpha CC or Maxis Match CC are like easier or more difficult. They're just different. I would say probably that Maxis Match is probably easier in terms of meshing, because you don't have to add that much details, but you do have to make them like to calculate the normal map, or you can use, I am a big fan of making my own alpha brush. Texturing is more difficult on alpha, on Maxis Match, so it really depends. What is your favorite expansion? That's a tough question. First, because I don't have all of them, and also, oh, thank you for the gift. That's good. It's very, very generous of you. So I don't have all of them, but in the main expansion, it's only the Snowy Escape that I don't have. I really liked Season. I really like Season by the fact it's kind of tiny what it adds to the game, but it's kind of make it more real. I don't know. I really like the Season. I think I also like the Get to Work. I think the more fun gameplay I had is when I had some shops and restaurants. So Get to Work with Dine Out, really liked it. I love running a restaurant, and the bakery. I think the bakery is the one lot that made me started creating CC. Reminder to everyone to stretch and hydrate. I'm not sure I should stretch. It's like really, really, really early, late at my place. Ah, finally. Can't wait to go to bed. So I'm hoping everything is fine with this furniture, so then I can go to sleep. I love you all, said. I wish we get hotel soon. I wish too. I'm not sure that we are. They talk about weddings and stuff like that. So unless they do some honeymoon stuff, but not sure about that. That would be amazing. But yeah, some people told me about a modder that made one. Have you tried it? I don't remember the name of the modder. I think it might be Kawaii Stacy. I'm not sure. Never tried it. But you do, Mr. Orkan, you do build only with no CC on your channel. Do you play with CC? Or did I miss a whole part of it? There we go. Beautiful. So one little thing I can change. I always do more than non-CC. Oh, okay. That's good. A lot of people have destination weddings, so the rumor wedding pack could have hotels. They kind of introduced the fact that you could have a rental in the previous one, so that would make sense that maybe now they make it possible to have hotels. That would be super amazing. So the little thing I could make better is I think the glass is a little too opaque. So I think I will make the glass a little more transparent. We can see that the shading, like the specular on the wood is really nice. You can see that we have a little bit of reflection on the glass. So it looks really, really nice. We are going to add some clutter in it to test the fact that the glass is not pickable. So let's try this, and now I want it back. Yes. See? That's amazing. So it's just all right, that's cool. That's super cool. And now if I want back, I can just take it back. So let's see, maybe add some baskets. Looks so good. I love it already. Yay, thank you. The cabinet looks so good. Love it. Can't wait to use it in my game. Can't wait to release it. Add some products. I have a problem with naming my stuff. I always choose different name and then I can't find them. What else do I have? This is awesome. Thank you. Let me find more clutter. So diapers, nope. We should put some plants. Always nice to put some plants. I especially like how you put the doors. You mean like kind of sliding? I think it works really well. More clutter, more clutter, more clutter. we go. So looks so nice. Thank you. Maybe some no medicine. I thought I made more than that bathroom stuff. Sliding doors are something I've really seen CC Creative really do, so this will be a nice change of pace. Nice. Cool. Yeah, no, I can't wait to release it. I'm trying to release this before this weekend. I would hope I would finish this maybe Friday. It would be super nice if I was able to. Because the remaining item I have are not that difficult. I think this one was the last difficult one to make. So I think I already placed that one, but just change the color. And maybe I can put some vase. And I think we kind of it. Yes, that's it. This is for later. I'm going to reuse that one. There we go, people. Works very nice. Make it. Yes, awesome gem. Thank you. So this is the end of this live stream. So tomorrow I'm going to make all the different swatches because it's kind of painful. You do the towel for the tub with Marvelous Designer, I assume. I do, but yeah, I do. I was saying that for the first time I made the curtains like in Blender because I wanted to make it kind of maxi smudge style, meaning that I voluntarily didn't want them to be too realistic, too floppy. So I just made some straight curves, I don't know, edges like this. And then I just deform a little bit the bottom, but that's it. And it looks nice. But I think I want something more organic for the towel. I think I made one with the anisette that works really well with bath. Which one was it? This is the sofa. Yeah, that one. Okay, so it's supposed to go with the bath, this one. So yeah, I like how it's probably better. So I probably, yes, definitely do it with Marvelous Designer. There we go. Thank you so much everyone who's been here. I do believe they realized they had to up their game with the texture because ever so slightly they get better at it. You talk about the latest kit, Maxi Smart, tu vois? I'm not really impressed. I don't have them, so I didn't look them up close, but I'm not really impressed by their latest texture. I do know they are recruiting new people to them, so they probably want to. They already hire, I think it's Lumia. So they're probably trying to, but right now, not impressed. I mean, what I have from Cottage, which is kind of new, it's the only one I have. I really I think I can use this one pack. Cottage, the really recent one. Why not? Damn it. Okay, this one's good. Fine. Yeah, okay, maybe. It's kind of unequal. Lumia is in the team for cinematic, I believe. Yes, it's what I read. Thank you for the great stream, Syboulette. Have a great night, day, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Orkan. Yes, this one is very nice. This one is very well done. Maybe they have different people on the team and they don't have the same level, because this one is like not this one is awful. This one is awful. This one is, yeah, meh. This is meh. This is definitely not the same people. I don't know. They hire Lumia. That's cool. I'm glad they hire creators now. Thank you. Good night. You are the best. Thank you so much. Well, that's the end. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for all your present support and question and subscription. That's really helping. If you want to know more about me, these are my socials, my website. I also have a Discord if you want to ask questions and just chat and share everything about CC. And thank you for the stream, it was really nice. Thank you, Dreamy Scrappy, and bonne nuit surtout à toi. Merci d'être là. Good night. More things coming to SENH tonight. Yes, thank you. It's like the surprise of my morning. Love it. Thank you so much. See you next week and have a great day or night wherever you are. Thank you. Bye.